Happy Halloween, everybody. It's X-Man 1991. I am back with another video. Hope you guys had an incredible weekend. Can you believe that we're about to be in the 11th month of the year? This year definitely went by fast. As you can see, this is my Halloween costume. I'm dressing up as my favorite character from the Friday movie franchise, Smokey. Yes, sir. See, I got the gold chain, the blue sweatshirt, the khaki pants, and the blue hat. I couldn't find no blue Converse to wear, so I'm wearing my white and blue Champion shoes. But that's my costume for this year as Smokey from Friday. You know why? He's my favorite character in the Friday movie franchise. Too bad Chris Tucker didn't want to reprise his role as Smokey in next Friday and Friday after next, because he didn't want to do it anymore. So he decided to work on Rush Hour with Jackie Chan. Yes, today is Halloween. This is my Halloween costume for this year as Smokey from Friday. Maybe next year I might dress up as Craig. But I didn't want to do a rant on this rapper because he's not one of my favorite rappers, but I have to because he's celebrating a big birthday today, this Halloween. Same with MC Hammer. I didn't want to do a rant on him this year, but I had to because he was turning 60. But today's the 55th birthday of legendary hip-hop artist, actor, and television host Rob William Van Winkle, better known by his rap name, Vanilla Ice. Known for his #1 hit single, Ice Ice Baby. But before we talk about Vanilla Ice, I got to tell y'all about the history of Halloween that happened on this day. Just two. Today's been 27 years since the Beavis and Butthead Halloween special aired on MTV, Bungholio, Lord of the Harvest. That same day, the Dog Pound released their debut album, Dog Food. That was the duo's first and only album under Death Row Records. Today has been 25 years since Crash Bandicoot 2 was released for the PlayStation. A year later that same day, Crash Bandicoot Warped and Rugrats Search for Reptar was released for the PlayStation. A year later that same day, NBA Showtime NBA on NBC and Pong The Next Level was also released for the PlayStation. A year later on this day, Outkast released their 4th album, Stankonia, and Jay-Z released his 5th album, The Dynasty Rock La Familia. Halloween of 2002. Today's been 20 years since WWE's SmackDown Shut Your Mouth was released for the PlayStation 2. My review of SmackDown Shut Your Mouth is coming this Friday. And today's been 5 years since the Houston Astros won the 2017 World Series. Can they win this year's World Series? We just have to wait and see. Tonight is Game 3 in Philly between the Astros and the Phillies. The series is tied at 1 apiece. The Phillies won on Friday and the Astros won on Saturday. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about Vanilla Ice. Get this shit out the way. Get this shit out the way. Vanilla Ice, or Rob Matthew Van Winkle, excuse me, I said Rob William Van Winkle. Vanilla Ice was born Rob Matthew Van Winkle in Dallas, Texas on Halloween of 1967. Vanilla Ice never knew his biological father. He was given the family name of the man his mother was married to at the time of his birth. When Vanilla Ice was 4 years old, his mother divorced. Afterward, he grew up between Dallas and Miami, where his new stepfather worked at a car dealership. Vanilla Ice was affected by hip hop at an early age, saying, "It's a very big passion of mine because I love poetry. I was just heavily influenced by that whole movement and it's molded me into who I am today." Between ages 13 and 14, Vanilla Ice practiced breakdancing, which led to his friends nicknaming him Vanilla, as he was the only one in the group who was not black. Although he disliked the nickname, it stuck. Shortly afterward, Vanilla Ice began battle rapping at parties, and because of his rhymes, his friends started calling him MC Vanilla. However, when he became a member of a break group troupe, his stage name was Vanilla Ice, combining his nickname Vanilla with one of his breakdance moves, the ice. When Vanilla Ice's stepfather was offered a better job at Carrollton, Texas, he moved back to Texas with his mother. When he was not learning to ride motorbikes, he was dancing as a street performer with his breakdancing group, now called the Vanilla Ice Posse. Vanilla Ice wrote his biggest hit, Ice Ice Baby, when he was 16 years old, basing his lyrics on a weekend he had with friend and disc jockey D. Shay in South Florida. The lyrics describe Ice and Shay on a drug run that ends in a drive-by shooting while praising Ice's rhyming skills. He attended R.L. Turner High School. Vanilla Ice began his career in 1985. And on September 3rd, 1990, Vanilla Ice released his major label debut album, To the Extreme. The album spent 16 weeks at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and number 6 on the top R&B/hip hop albums chart, sold 15 million copies worldwide, and was certified 7 times platinum, with his biggest hit, Ice Ice Baby, and the other 2 singles, I Love You and Play That Funky Music. On March 22nd, 1994, Vanilla Ice released his second studio album, Mind Blowing. It was his last album on SBK Records. The album did not chart and receive unfavorable reviews. It has since received some degree of cult status in the hip-hop community. Pretty much all the rest of Vanilla Ice's albums did not chart the Billboard charts and was not certified gold or platinum. On October 20th, 1998, 11 days before or 9 days before his 31st birthday, Vanilla Ice released his third album, Hard to Swallow. This was the first album Vanilla Ice recorded after a 4-year hiatus following the 1994 release of Mind Blowing. We all know what happened to him in 1996 when he got owned by Suge Knight. Suge Knight was about to throw Vanilla Ice's ass off the balcony, if you guys remember that story. On October 23rd, 2001, 8 days before his 34th birthday, Vanilla Ice released his 4th album, Bipolar. Since then, he quit the mainstream hip-hop and decided to go underground and decided to go independent. On August 16, 2005, Vanilla Ice released his fifth album, Platinum Underground. It is his third independent release after Hooked and Bipolar. And on August 30th, 2011, Vanilla Ice released his sixth album and his recent album to this day, WTF. Now, if you think that WTF stands for what the fuck, that's not what the album stands for. It stands for Wisdom, Tennessee, Tenacity, and Focus. It was scheduled to be released in 2009, but it was pushed back 2 years later. And Vanilla Ice has not released an album in the past 11 years. Vanilla Ice also appeared in movies such as The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze, Cool as Ice, he also had his own reality show called The Vanilla Ice Project. He was also in season 23 of Dancing with the Stars. Vanilla Ice recently performed at the I Love the 90s tour, paying tribute to the late great Coolio. Wow. Vanilla Ice does not look no damn 55. It's hard to believe that he's 55. Just like it's hard to believe that MC Hammer is 60. But you know, Vanilla Ice ain't been the same ever since Ice Ice Baby, or ever since he got owned by Suge Knight and his bodyguards. Vanilla Ice has not been the same since. But I can't believe that he's now 55 years old and he doesn't look 55. So I want to say happy birthday to Vanilla Ice. Thank you for that #1 hit, Ice Ice Baby. And people still play it to this day. I still listen to it every now and then, even though he's not one of my favorite rappers, along with MC Hammer. Because him and MC Hammer got blew out in the 1990s. They were big in the early 90s, but after a while, they both phased out. Because they were fucking gimmicks and they were fucking corny. And they were both mainstream hip-hop artists. When you had good artists in the 90s like Biggie, Tupac, Nas, A Tribe Called Quest, Snoop back when he was in his prime, Busta Rhymes back when he was in his prime, Wu-Tang, Lords of the Underground, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Scarface and the Ghetto Boys, Outkast, UGK. You had all these great artists back in the 90s. But you knew that Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer was not going to last that long. But that wraps up my short rant celebrating the 55th Halloween birthday of Vanilla Ice. If you're new here, hit subscribe if you like the content and hit that notification bell for my next rant about a celebrity in honor of his big birthday, his or her big birthday. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, leave your comment down below. I'll be back after this video is uploaded to do a recap of last night's game between the Denver Chicken Nuggets and the LA Lakers, the Houston Rockets and the Phoenix Suns, and the Tennessee Titans versus the Houston Texans. Happy 55th birthday to Vanilla Ice.